Taking an active role in your health is imperative to staying ahead of potential issues and managing any conditions you may have. Today, how to take control of your health with support from leaders in the medical community. I'm Ereka Vetrini. Access Health starts now. I'm extremely excited today because we have a subject on Access Health that I'm sure is going to be of interest to so many of you who are trying to lose weight, who have struggled to lose weight, or who just want to get healthier. And that's why we've brought in two experts today to talk about the science behind dieting and weight loss and why many of the things you've tried just haven't worked. With us is Jennifer Brooks, president and co-founder of GOLO and board certified in holistic nutrition. And also joining us is Dr. Jeffrey Kotzen. He currently practices at the Kotzen Center for Women's Health. Thank you both for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
So much to talk about. And I know you've got some really great information based on some clinical studies on weight loss. But first, let's talk diets. It's overwhelming how many diets are out there. And for the most part, they're not working for most people. Why is that, Jennifer?
There are no shortage of diets. And if what the diet companies and processed food companies tell us is true, we wouldn't have the epidemic of weight and health problems that we have today. We've been tricked into thinking that in order to lose weight, we have to take drastic measures, that we have to cut calories, we have to cut fats, cut carbs, eat low-fat, low-calorie foods. And it doesn't work. You may lose some weight in the short term. You may lose 10, 15, or even 20 or more pounds. But as soon as you stop, you gain it back, and you gain more. And every time you do, you get unhealthier. And the biggest problem is we blame ourselves. We don't blame the diet.
It's absolutely true. You do blame yourselves. So, doctor, why aren't these fad diets working for us? What's the science behind it?
The bottom line is that none of these diets really work. And people keep changing to a different diet because the science isn't there. It doesn't make sense. I mean, first of all, they're giving you products or lifestyles that are not sustainable. You can't continue to do that for the rest of your life and nourish your body properly.
Like a shake.
Like the shakes,
yeah,
for
that's
instance.
What I'm thinking.
Right. Processed food, they take all the nutrition out and they throw nutrition back in, and it's not natural. I mean, we're in an age of a natural approach to eating.
And so, Jennifer, GOLO was born of that frustration, right? Tell us a little bit about GOLO.
Yes, so the frustration comes out of seeing people trying to lose weight, struggling with these gimmicks and fads. GOLO is a lifestyle approach to dieting. It's helping you get back to basics, showing you how to eat for proper nutrition, not just for weight loss, but for health and wellness and healthy lifestyle.
So it's more than just going back to the basics, right? You need the tools to do so. And GOLO gives you those tools. It gives you an entire system. Tell us about it, Jennifer.
Yeah, so the GOLO is really a two-tier approach. We give you a lot of tools and education on foods and health, but we also give you a roadmap so that we show you how you can create these balanced meals without cutting any food groups. And in the right proportion that is going to keep your energy steady throughout the day, going to start to release stored fat, and help you turn that food into energy. And the great thing about GOLO is it's not one size fits all.
I love that. And it's more than just this card. There's a whole booklet that talks about how to prep your meal and so that you're not last minute trying to find something healthy. You've got it all there laid out for them. Is that
exactly?
But what I love about this whole system is that I feel like I'm getting this expert. I'm getting a nutritionist, I'm getting a dietitian, I'm getting support all in one place. And there's a science behind getting back to basics.
We know so much more now specifically about weight loss and nutrition. Come on, organic foods, everything that we eat, we have decided to do things so much differently now because we have more science and we have more understanding. So intuitively, what's interesting about GOLO is GOLO knew that getting back to basics, not taking large chunks of food groups out of your diet, and not trying to starve yourself like many people do, if you get back to the basic 4 or 5 food groups that you have to take in GOLO, it's carbohydrates, fats, vegetables, and proteins, and you just stay with a nice balance through the course of your entire day, the science will show you that you're going to significantly reduce your weight and you're going to be healthier, and you're going to do a much better job managing your insulin, which is the main ingredient, the main hormone in your body that's going to regulate where that sugar goes, whether it's going to energy or whether it's going to storage. It's a perfect program, and it's well supported by a nutraceutical, Release.
And how does Release work?
Well, first of all, let me tell you this. Number one, it's safe. Number two, it's all plant-based. And it's not going to interfere with any other medications that you're taking. And everything that has to do with maximizing insulin metabolism is in there. Also, it helps handle some of the other hormone issues that happen when you're trying to lose weight. The catecholamine surges, which is part of the hunger system, where your body starts to crave and you have problems with your sugars going up because it's a whole flight or fight phenomenon where you need that sugar right away, and so you get anxious. Release also helps to calm you down during the course of this process of trying to lose weight.
Well, that's so interesting too, because it's not saying pop a pill, it's saying while we teach you how to do what you're supposed to be doing, this is going to help you get there.
Right.
Exactly.
Release offers the metabolic support that you need. And the greatest thing about Release is that as your metabolism improves, as you're losing weight, as your body's working more efficiently, you can phase out of Release. So you're not reliant on Release for your long-term success. What you learn is going to keep that long-term success going.
And doctor, I hear that there are some really wonderful results from some clinical studies.
There's a clinical study that was done in 2017, recently published. And so the two arms of the study were very straightforward. People went on the program and also took Release. Other people went on the program and took a placebo. The people who took Release and not the placebo had a 79% increase in the amount of weight loss they had in the placebo group. So it was clear that not only does GOLO work, but Release is a big additive to the weight loss program.
And so the doctor talked a little about these clinical studies, but the real people behind the studies, tell us about them, Jennifer.
Right, there's some great people, great stories. We have Dawn. Dawn was a part of the clinical study that Dr. Kotzen was talking about. She lost over 40 pounds in the study, and the greatest thing is once the study ended, she continued the GOLO way of eating. She kept taking the Release supplement, and she's lost another 40 pounds. She's reached her goal weight, and she says she's going to follow this way of eating for the rest of her life. And then there's Phyllis. Phyllis lost over 120 pounds in just under a year, and she's kept it off now for over a year. So this program is sustainable. It's a realistic plan that anyone can follow.
And you know what's really great about that? Is we talked about the gimmickry. You can possibly get some weight off fast and probably in an unhealthy way. But Dawn's a classic example. Because she changed to a better lifestyle and a better way of eating, she lost rather quickly. And then the rest of the weight that she starts to lose after that is very sustainable.
Those are incredible results. It's funny. It feels like we've shifted so far off course. And really, GOLO is just teaching us how to get back on track and giving us the tools we need to maintain and have long-term success.
Absolutely. It's about giving your body what it wants, and as a result, you'll get results and get healthier.
Incredible. Thank you so much for your time today. For more information on the GOLO plan, visit golo.com, or you can just visit accesshealth.tv. See you soon. Welcome back. Correspondent Olga Villaverde is here to learn more about an innovative way to help patients with knee osteoarthritis manage their pain.
More than 20 million Americans are suffering from knee osteoarthritis. That's a type of arthritis that occurs when flexible tissue at the end of the bone, it starts to wear down. Now, while there's no cure for osteoarthritis, there is hope for patients suffering from knee pain. It's a single injection treatment that is improving the lives of millions of people worldwide. Joining me today to talk more about this FDA-approved treatment is Dr. Vinod Dasa, Vice Chair of Clinical Orthopedics, LSU School of Medicine. Welcome, doctor.
Thank you, Olga.
Thanks so much for being here. Osteoarthritis, what exactly is it?
So osteoarthritis is essentially wearing away of the cartilage in the knee.
Let's paint a picture for our viewers. Let's show them here on the left, a knee without osteoarthritis, and on the right, a knee with osteoarthritis. Tell me the comparison of both.
So if you look at the knee on the left, what you'll see is that nice, smooth, white, shiny surface on the end of the bone. That's good, healthy, normal cartilage. Now, as we get older and the knee becomes more damaged, what you see on the right is that smooth, white, shiny stuff starting to wear away, and there you can start to see the bone underneath starting to be exposed, and that's when we start having problems.
All right, let's take it a step further. You brought a prop here of the knee.
Sure.
Show us, if you can, what exactly is happening. And I know it can be very painful for patients as well.
That's right. So if we look at this model right here, this is the smooth, white, shiny cartilage I was talking about. And as you develop osteoarthritis, kind of wear and tear, almost like the tire on your car, this smooth, white, shiny stuff begins to wear away. And eventually, when it gets bad enough, we're looking at the bone underneath. So if you can imagine sandpaper rubbing on sandpaper, it's not very pleasant.
No, it's not.
And so,
what causes this, doctor, and what are some risk factors? I'm going to assume genetics is something.
yeah, so genetics is important. You have obesity, so staying healthy, exercise, being fit is extremely important in helping with this.
What are the symptoms for patients when they start developing it?
So the most common symptoms are stiffness, pain, and swelling, right? So as arthritis progresses, those symptoms become worse. So typically what I hear from my patients is they have trouble getting out of bed in the morning. They'll have trouble getting up from a couch or from a toilet. They have more and more trouble going up and down the stairs. Other symptoms are when you're getting up from bed in the morning, your knee is stiff, it's painful, it's swollen.
And people just struggle.
They struggle getting up.
It's really awful.
That's right. And they don't necessarily realize that in the beginning, and then eventually it gets bad enough, and that's when they start coming to see the doctor.
So when a patient is diagnosed with osteoarthritis, what is the first line of treatment?
So typically most patients will self-treat initially at home, right? So typically it's Tylenol, anti-inflammatories.
Do they work?
They work in the right patients early on, absolutely.
It's almost like a Band-Aid, if you will?
That's right. And, you know, they try to exercise, stay healthy, right, lose the weight. Some patients will get knee sleeves and knee braces. When those stop working, that's usually when they start seeing their primary care physician early on, and then they start prescribing maybe stronger medications like anti-inflammatories at a prescription strength. What we want to do is try to avoid using opiates and narcotics, right? We know we have a major issue here in the U.S. around that. So if we can find other strategies to manage this, we can try to stay away and reduce the use of opiates and narcotics, which is where then we transition into maybe stronger or more invasive treatments like steroid injections and now the hyaluronic acid injections as well.
All right, you mentioned steroids. I know there's a lot of, people that just say, I'd rather not do the steroids, There's some plus, there's some negative, you say?
That's right. So steroid injections are an excellent treatment in the right patient. So they help reduce the pain, they help reduce the swelling, the inflammation, but the problem is at the doses that we give steroid injections currently, they can be pretty harmful to the cartilage that's in the knee. And don't forget, we inject a lot of other things with the steroids. A lot of times we'll inject numbing medicine with the steroid injection, and those can be potentially harmful to the cartilage as well. And so because of that, we now have even better options than steroid injections, and these are the hyaluronic acid injections that have come out.
All right, more specific is Durolane, right?
Durolane is one of the newer injections on the market, and when we use it in the knee, what we find is it helps reduce the inflammation, helps reduce the pain. More importantly for me, there's some biological data that actually shows it may help protect some of the cartilage as well. So Durolane's an interesting newer medication that was approved recently by the FDA, where they learned from the previous injections and realized some of those injections are only staying in the knee for 1 day, 2 days, less than 1 day in some instances. And the engineers actually designed a new modern age hyaluronic acid injection where, according to the research, it can actually stay in the knee up to 1 month, which is really interesting.
So there's a lot of benefits to this for that patient.
That's right. And so because it can stay in the knee for so long, we don't necessarily have to bring the patient back every week for 5 weeks now. We actually have a single injection where it's kind of one and done.
What are you hearing from patients?
So the patients love it, especially the patients that have an active kind of on-the-go lifestyle. They come in, they have the right symptoms, they're the right patient. We can inject them with one injection and they're back on the road doing what they need to do.
Fantastic. Side effects with Durolane?
So really, if we look at the research, the main issue is actually from the injection itself. Some tenderness, some local swelling, some bruising in the area. The research shows that's the biggest issue with these injections, as you would expect.
So to wrap it all up, your takeaway here, if somebody's suffering from osteoarthritis, you would say?
I would say see your primary care physician or your physician that takes care of you. Come up with a nice game plan where we can address early on the symptoms and then move to more advanced treatments as the OA progresses.
For our viewers who'd like more information on Durolane, where do they go?
They can go to oakneepainrelief.com or durolane.com. Two excellent resources for our patients.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. And if you'd like more information, of course, you can always go to the website, accesshealth.tv.
Hi, everybody. I'm Ereka Vetrini, and if there are two things that I am passionate about, it's my family and my health. I love my Italian heritage, and I embrace it by cooking homemade meals for my family, and I do as much as I can to maintain my strength and energy. But I was curious, was there something more I could do to understand who I am and how my body works? Am I more than just Italian? I've heard about these DNA kits, ones that can tell us about heritage and our health. So my husband and I took the 23andMe Health and Ancestry test. I mean, I'm pretty sure I know where I'm from. I'm Italian. But I have no idea what my husband's ancestry is. I don't think he knows either. The other portion is that at 23andMe, they have a ton of health and wellness reports, which I think is super important when you're building a family. So we're making this family together. I think we could use all of this information just to make smart decisions. So take a look, though, and see what happened when Randy and I decided to take the test. I'm here with Randy, my husband, and we're so excited because we get to submit our 23andMe kit, which is pretty exciting. Didn't you say you've always wanted to do this?
I did. Yeah, mostly because, you like to make fun of me saying that I don't know where I come from, but I think you're going to be a little surprised about how wide your lineage is.
Okay, so this is where it goes. I'm Italian. My parents, they were born in Italy. I'm pretty sure I'm 100% Italiana, okay? This one, on the other hand, you have no idea.
Yours will be Mediterranean and Northern Africa. You're going to be maybe more widespread than I am.
No food or drink for 30 minutes.
Deal. Done.
I don't trust him. He's a snacker.
You might not want to plan that around a major meal.
Yeah, that was right. That was hard for us, wasn't it? A little bit. Step 2 was filling up the little vial with saliva.
Favorite part? Into it.
Just did it.
So you just stick saliva into there?
Tell everything it needs to from your saliva.
Sealed it up. We're going to mail them in, and they give us a wonderful little package that goes into the mail. So I'm going to send this off today, and soon enough, we will find out all this awesome information. Excited?
Fantastic, very.
Coming up, Randy and I get our results. Stay with us.
Hey, results are in.
No way.
Yes, check it out.
All right, that's awesome. Who was right?
What do you mean?
I was right.
About what?
I'm pretty much 100% Italian.
I mean, 78%, right? In school, 78's a C. That's barely passing. You're barely passing as an Italian.
What is your breakdown? You're primarily what?
French and German, and then it's British and Irish, and then it's largely Iberian, so Spain and Portuguese, I guess.
Oh, that's crazy.
Just very surprising.
So cool.
One area that was also really interesting was the genetic health risk session, because, I mean, obviously when you go in, that's one of the things I went to pretty quickly. It was good to know I don't have the likelihood of getting Alzheimer's or Parkinson's. Again, not knowing my family history that well and having some blank spots there, it's good to see that it's not something likely for me to have.
The wellness reports were pretty spot on.
They were.
The sleep one was amazing. It said that I'm likely to move more than average. I am likely intolerant to lactose. My favorite one was that I have the muscle composition of an elite power athlete, and I was bragging to you about that.
Yes, and when that came through, I knew I was going to be in big trouble if I didn't have the exact same thing, so luckily I had that as well.
So treats, there was some good news there.
Very interesting stuff.
Right, likely no early hair loss for this gentleman.
Big relief on that one.
Carrier status report is really insightful as well, because while these variants may not affect our health, they may affect the health of our children.
The reports included sickle cell and cystic fibrosis and a lot of others that we had never even heard of. So it's important when you have kids that you know about these things and you can plan for them.
All around, it was just a wonderful experience.
I agree, and it's good, not just for us, but for the kids, and it's funny because now my brother's taking it, my nephew's taking it, like everybody's, they want to know.
But also it's just fun because we get a chance to look internally, but then we also understand sort of the community around us. I'm so glad we did it.
Me too.
Yeah.
Fun.
For more information on 23andMe Health and Ancestry Test, go to 23andme.com or just log on to accesshealth.tv.